Welcome back to English 4.0, the radio show. Let's go! Advanced. Welcome back. Welcome to class 54 of the advanced portion of the class here. Going to get started with a review of what we were talking about in the last class. We were talking about the temperature, and I said, I was in Canada last winter, and it was really cold. It was freezing. It was about -5. It was about -5. So we say -5, 5 degrees below zero. We can say, ¿Qué tiempo hacía? Hacía frío. We could say, how hot was it, or how cold was it? It was cold. It was very cold. If it's very hot, we can say it's boiling hot. It's boiling hot. Or maybe it's mild. It's mild. It's maybe in the winter, at least in Canada, if it is between 0 and 5 degrees, we would say, oh, it's mild. It's not very cold. Maybe in Madrid, that's considered a cold day. But in Canada, that's a mild day. It's like when you go to buy Mexican hot sauce, salsa picante. You can have them mild, medium, or hot. Hot being spicy, picante. So mild is sort of like templado almost. If you're talking about the temperature of in a day, you could say it's quite mild out. It's not very cold. And then cold, and then freezing. It's freezing. It's really cold. We also have the word chilly. It's a little bit chilly. It's cool. It's cool out. It's a bit fresquito, let's say. It's a little bit cool. Or it's chilly. I would say chilly is the same as cool. And then cold. And then more extreme, freezing. It's freezing outside. Yeah, so we say, how was the temperature? Or how was the weather? It was freezing. The last time I was in Canada, it was freezing. At Christmas time, it's freezing. It's freezing there right now, I'll tell you. It's freezing in Canada. It is cold. Yeah, absolutely. All right, now we can move on and practice translation list 5, which we were practicing last time. We went through that, and I'll go through it again. Let's practice it. Number 1. So here we are. Well, translation. Translation list 5. Translation. That's right. Of course, it's best to include the little jingle, the ráfaga, the little jingle there. I like those, don't you? So, number 5, translation list 5. Number 1, llegaron sanos y salvos. Sanos y salvos. Ooh, I like this. They arrived safe and sound. Safe and sound. So, sound is not sonido, but, well, it can be. But in this case, sound means essentially secure. It's similar to safe or secure. So, for example, if my table is wobbling, si está cojo, if it is wobbling, or if it wobbles, si está cojo, it wobbles, it moves back and forth, up and down, because it's not even, then it's not very sound. But if it's sound, that means it's sturdy. It's stable. Ooh, we have some interesting vocabulary here, don't we? It's sturdy. It's sound, or it's sturdy. It's not going to wobble. No está cojo. It doesn't wobble. It's secure. It is sound. Okay? When the Windsor Towers burnt, when the fire happened in the Windsor Towers, they had to, or the Windsor Tower, I should say, they had to later carefully remove the tower. They had to take it down, but they had to do it very carefully to make sure that everything that the areas that the workers were going into were sound. Sound, yes. So that the building, the remains of the building, weren't going to collapse around the workers and hurt anyone. Yes, they had to make sure that the site, the location, was sound. Okay, so they arrived safe and sound. Yesterday I got home safe and sound. I hope to get home safe and sound again tonight, and I expect I will. Number 2, tarde o temprano vas a tener que hacerlo. Sooner or later, you're going to have to do it. Yep. Sooner or later, you're going to have to do it. It's true. Sooner or later, tarde o temprano, sooner or later. Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention to this? Sooner or later, you're going to have to do it. Very good. Number 3, estás rizando el rizo. Don't do this in my English classes, please. Rizar el rizo. To split hairs. Estás rizando el rizo. You're splitting hairs. And this is something that too many of my students do. They get too worried about the technical differences between things. What is the difference, Kyle, between this and this? What is the rule? And this is an exception. Why can we do this? Why can't we do that? And they spend all their time and all their effort rizando el rizo, splitting hairs, when the best thing for them would be to spend their time repeating, right? Machacando las ideas, drilling it, practicing over and over and over until they come naturally. This is why young children learn English faster than adults, because kids don't ask why. Adults always ask why, because we've gone to school and we've learned how to learn, entre comillas. We've learned how to learn, and so we've learned that everything must happen for a reason. What's the system? What's the rule? And then we end up rizando el rizo. We end up splitting hairs and saying, well, we're analyzing everything and trying to look at things and wonder, why is this, why is that? When in reality, we have to sit back and say, es así, ya está. That's it. It's like that, and that's why. Don't ask why. Just repeat, y es así. And sometimes, maybe that's the best advice I can give you for learning English, to be honest. Okay. Anyway, number 4. Nací en los años 50. I was born in the 50s. Not true. Not in my case, but that's sentence number 4. Number 5. No han cruzado la meta todavía. They haven't crossed the finish line yet. They haven't crossed the finish line yet. Very good. Number 6. Vamos a forrarnos en este negocio. En voz alta, en casa, ¿eh? ¿Cómo se dice eso? Vamos a forrarnos en este negocio. We're going to make a killing. To make a killing in this business. And number 7. Tendrás que recurrir a enchufes para conseguir eso. You'll have to pull some strings to get that. You'll have to pull some strings to get that. And number 8. Tuve que recurrir a amenazas. I had to resort to threats. Amenazas. Threats. And the verb is to threaten. 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 I had to resort to. Recurrir a. To resort to. I had to resort to threats. This is an interesting structure. To resort to. Okay? If when I'm coming to work, if I can't get the metro, I will take a bus. If I can't take a bus, I will have to resort to taking a taxi. Resort to plus noun or gerund. I will have to resort to taking a taxi. Yes. Number 9. No me gusta correr riesgos. I don't like to run risks. Pay attention to my pronunciation there. Risks. Risks. Sk, sk, sk. Es como, que asco. Ask. Que asco. Asco. Que asco. Risk. Risk. 1 risk. 2 risks. I don't like to run risks. Repeat. I don't like to run risks. Very good. Number 10. ¿Quién dirige este negocio? Discúlpame. ¿Quién dirige este cotarro? Who's running the show? Who's running the show? To run the show, this is an expression. Yes, to run the show means to essentially to be responsible for something, to be the boss. Who's running the show? Number 11, no puedo aguantar el ritmo. I can't stand the pace. I can't stand the pace. And number 12, ¿por qué no te echas una siesta? Good question. Why don't you take a nap? Why don't you take a nap? It would be a good idea, wouldn't it, to take a nap? Why don't you take a nap? All right. Very good. Okay, so now moving on into class number... Oh, no, not class number 54. We have some business to take care of first. We have something to do first. Expression of the day. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's time for our expression of the day. Yeah, the expression of the day today is a very interesting one. This is to call the shots, which is essentially the same as running the show, which we just saw in number 10, translation number 10 of list 5 there in our translation list. So we saw who's running the show. ¿Quién dirige este cotarro? Who's running the show? We could also say who's calling the shots. To call, C-A-L-L, to call the shots. To call the shots. Who's calling the shots? Well, the boss calls the shots. I don't call the shots. I host this show, but I don't call the shots. Well, I call some of the shots. I call a lot of the shots at the functional level, let's say. But the bosses, and there are several bosses, I suppose you can say, and they call the shots. I don't call the shots. I don't call the shots. All right, now we can talk about to wish. Ojalá conociera a Tom Cruise. I wish I knew Tom Cruise. I wish I knew him. So with this structure, we're always taking a step back. I wish I knew him. Do I know him? No, I don't know him, but I wish I knew him. Ojalá fuera más alto. I wish I were taller. Now, this is important. You have to remember the rule here. I wish I were. Never was. I wish I were a rich man, right? Not I wish I was a rich man. I wish I were a rich man. I wish I were a rich man. I wish I were taller. I wish I lived in a mansion. I wish I had a Porsche. I wish. And so we take one step back in tense. So I don't have $1 million, but I wish I had $1 million. I don't have $1 million, but I wish I had $1 million. Another problem that I have is that I live in a cave. Vivo en una cueva. Pero ojalá no viviera en una cueva. I wish I didn't live in a cave. I wish I didn't live in a cave. Yes. Another problem I have right now is that I'm very tired. No, not tired, but tired. Tired. Ojalá no estuviera tan cansado. I wish I weren't so tired. I wish I weren't so tired. Now, we have to think about how we take this one step back in tense. For example, are you rich? Are you rich? You could say, no, I'm not. But I wish I were. I'm not rich, but I wish I were. So in the short answer, we're answering and we're using that auxiliary, I wish I were, or the verb to be in this case, which serves as auxiliary, I wish I were. So is Spain the richest country in the world? No, it isn't. But I wish it were. Okay? No, it isn't, but I wish it were. Is today Friday? No, it isn't, but I wish it were. I wish it were. I wish it were Friday. Okay? I wish. Now, similar to I wish, well, we have hope, but hope is moving forward. Hope, todavía hay esperanza. Espero, hope. Hope is it can be ojalá, but it can also be espero. So, because hope, well, we have hope, expect, and wait. Esperar. Espero que no esperes que te espere. I hope you don't expect me to wait for you. Espero, but we hope with our head. Okay? Hope is excuse me. We hope essentially with our heart, I will say. We hope with our heart because it's an assessment of desire. I hope it rains tomorrow. Okay? I want it to rain tomorrow because my garden is very dry. I hope it rains tomorrow, I can say. Okay? But here, with wish, I wish it had rained yesterday. I wish it were raining now. So if I'm talking about the past, well, I have to go back another step. So it's not raining now, but I wish it were raining now. It didn't rain yesterday, but I wish it had rained yesterday. Okay? I didn't win the lottery yesterday, but I wish I had won the lottery yesterday. Okay? I didn't win the lottery last year, but I wish I had won the lottery last year. Okay? So, I didn't win it. Ya está fijo. Ojalá, but there's no possibility. Whereas when there's a possibility and we're moving forward, I say, ojalá ganar la lotería. I hope I win the lottery next year. I hope I win the lottery next year, and I wish I had won the lottery last year. So with hope, there is hay esperanza. There is hope. There is possibility, and so we're typically moving forward. Whereas with wish, no, there's no possibility, but I wish it were possible. So imagine I'm playing cards. Well, I'll give this example tomorrow. I'm running out of time, so we're going to have to finish there. But first, just before we go, we have one more thing to do. Vocabulary of the day. Yes, it's time for the vocabulary of the day. Very quickly, subvalorar, to underrate. Number 2, cuestión a debatir. Issue, an issue, an issue. Ostra, oyster, oyster. Actuación, rendimiento. Performance, aplazamiento. Postponement, postponement. Okay, very good. We are completely out of time. I want to thank you so much for listening. We'll be back tomorrow, and I will talk about the verb to wish tomorrow because I've got a lot to say. I'll see you then. Thanks. Bye-bye.